This is my favorite book. Really enjoying it. Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Booked for the Summer episode 1. So this summer I'll be taking you through some bookish things, some fun summer things as an educator who is off for the summer. And so for this video we're going to be going through 3 days. We're going to be taking a couple day trips to West Michigan, and then we're going to have kind of a stay in cozy day because it's supposed to rain. So I'm going to take you through those. So let's get into it. So today we're going to Saugatuck, which is on Lake Michigan. It's about an hour away, so we're going to drive there. So in Saugatuck, we found this really cool coffee shop called Outside Coffee Co. And it was like the seating was all outside, as you can tell, Outside Coffee Co. But it was really cool because they had like hammocks and like a swing set that they put a picnic table in between, so you could like kind of swing a little bit and like go to the side while you were sitting there, which was kind of cool because I feel like at coffee shops a lot of time the seating isn't super comfortable, and especially like outdoor seating because it's just like plain chairs or whatever. So it was really cool. We sat there and read for like over an hour, which was really nice because typically I get kind of like antsy at a coffee shop. Like it's not the most comfortable space, but that was really cool. So I definitely want to go back there again. The coffee was really good and they had like a cute little indoor shop. So we also went to a bookstore, which was a used bookstore, and it was really cute in there. And they had some like cool stickers and stuff too, and some like totes and like some other fun things. And they actually had like a pretty good selection. Like there were a lot of books I recognize, and I feel like a lot of used bookstores you go to, it's kind of hit or miss because sometimes you just end up with like the bookstores just have a lot of like James Patterson, Nora Roberts, just like a lot of those authors that have like a million books, and you're like, okay, it's like hard to find something that you like. But I actually did find something. So I got Mad Honey by Jodi Picoult. This one I've like seen some recs for on like YouTube and TikTok, and so I didn't know a ton about it honestly, but I really like I had seen a lot of people like highly recommend this one, so it was something I was considering. Lily and her mom relocate to New Hampshire for the final year of high school, and they hope it'll be a fresh start. And for a short while, these new beginnings are exactly what they need. Their paths cross when Asher falls for the new girl in school, and Lily can't help but fall for him too. With Ash, she feels happy for the first time, yet she wonders if she can trust him completely. Then one day, Olivia receives a phone call. Lily is dead, and Asher is being questioned by the police. Olivia is adamant that her son is innocent, but she would be lying if she didn't acknowledge that flashes of his father's temper in Ash. And as the case against him unfolds, she realizes that he's hidden more than he shared with her. So, very interesting. So, I'm excited about that one. So we also were able to go to the beach, which was beautiful. It was a state park, so we actually got a state park pass, which is really nice because we plan to go a lot of state parks this summer because we'll be off. We'll be kind of doing a lot of things, being out in nature. So we went to the beach there. It was kind of like it was like a half a mile walk to the beach, and then we just read on the beach. It was kind of windy, but it was still really nice. And though it was a little like too cold to get in the water necessarily, and too windy, but the like really nice to just like sit by there and read. So the book I've been reading is The Right Move by Liz Tom-Forty. So this is the second book in the Windy City series, and the first book was Mile High. If you watched my last vlog, you saw me say that I really wasn't sure about Mile High and I didn't think I was gonna like it. I That was kind of my first impressions in like the first probably 50 to 100 pages, but I actually ended up really enjoying it. I thought kind of based on the first book in Mile High, like we have that the grumpy hockey player main male character, and that just kind of like rubbed me the wrong way at first because I was kind of thinking like it was going to be more spicy and like not very it was going to be very surface level because that's how I felt about a lot. I've felt about a couple other hockey romances that I've read. It's very surface level, it's spicy, like he's grumpy. Like it's just not something I want to read. But I actually ended up really liking Mile High because once we kind of dug into Xander's story more and kind of learned like about his life, we kind of understood like that hard shell that he has on the exterior, and so like we really like dug in and like got more of his character and like more of his background, and it made me understand him more. So it actually ended up being really good, and he opened up a lot more and stuff too, which was really nice to see. So I actually ended up really enjoying it and made me want to continue the series. Sanders and Stevie were the main characters in Mile High, and then in The Right Move is Ryan and Indy. Ryan is Stevie's brother, so Stevie was the female main character in the first book. So then we're following her twin brother Ryan, and then Stevie's best friend Indy. So they are like forced to live together because Indy's kind of going through some things. She like broke up with her because he cheated on her, so she's kind of like going through it, and then she's kind of has some financial things too, but we don't really know at the beginning like why. So then she's kind of forced to live with Ryan. Ryan's a pro basketball player and like a very very good one of the best point guards in the league and like MVP candidate, all that stuff. But he doesn't like go out much because of how famous he is. He kind of keeps to himself because he also doesn't want like bad press and stuff. He's kind of having to keep his image with being one of the best players. And so like Indy's kind of working on opening him up a little bit, and like all of his apartment is like really like black and white and boring, and she's trying to put some color into it, and so like they're kind of annoyed by each other at first. But I'm actually really enjoying this one because we're like I said with Mile High, we're really diving into the characters and kind of their stories, and I don't feel like a lot, at least the sports romances I've read, I don't feel like a lot of them do that. And so this series has been doing that, and I really enjoy that because like yes, we have the romance, but we're also like seeing the background and the trauma and the things of these people, and we're kind of seeing them overcome that and talk through those things and work through those things together. So I've really been enjoying this series, and I definitely plan on continuing it. So then we also went to Grand Haven, which is also on Lake Michigan, just like a little bit north of where we were on Saugatuck. So we went to a coffee shop there and we had a little brownie and a coffee, which was really nice. And we kind of just sat there and read for a little bit. It was really rainy that day, so it was kind of going to be an inside day. So I finished The Right Move, so I started Caught Up, which is the third book in the series. And this one is following Kai, which is a baseball player in Chicago. So, like, all of them are sports romances in Chicago, but this one's a baseball one. The first one was hockey, the second was basketball. This one's baseball, and it's following Kai and Miller is the daughter of the, like, basically head coach of the team, like the team manager or whatever, however they do it in the whatever the baseball, what's the baseball organization called? I don't even know. I did not like baseball, so I wasn't sure about this one. But Kai actually has a son who's 16 months old. His mom, kind of 6 months into his life, just kind of dropped on Kai's doorstep and was like, I can't take care of him, and kind of handed him off. And so Kai kind of went from being kind of like the player sleeping around, that type of vibe, which a lot of the athletes were doing, to kind of like now he's a single dad. And so he's very, very, very protective over his son. And he had like fired a bunch of his nannies. Like, none of his nannies stuck for more than a month, but it's hard to be a pro baseball player on the road while also taking care of your son, so he kind of needs a nanny. So then the team manager was like, well, I have a daughter who's off for the summer, like she's gonna be your nanny. He kind of was like, I'm telling you what's gonna happen here. And then so then Kai's annoyed because he doesn't think anybody can take care of, like, anybody's gonna be good for his kid. He's just super protective and super particular about that kind of thing. But then Miller and Max, his son, actually end up like really bonding at first, and then kind of Kai as well. And so Miller's actually like a world renowned like pastry dessert chef thing, which was really interesting. So she has like a big career too, and she's traveling all over and kind of consulting with kitchens on their menu and stuff. So then eventually, like, the summer's winding down and she's leaving, and so they're kind of like working through that of like she's leaving and she always is a leaver, she's always a traveler, she's kind of working through her own family stuff. So this one is really good. I'm really enjoying it. So we went to a couple used book shops in Grand Haven. I didn't really find anything, which is unfortunate. Just nothing was speaking to me, or like the stuff I was seeing was stuff I like already had, like all the good stuff that was there. So yeah, we kind of struck out, but like it was cool to see what was there and that kind of thing. We did get to go to a sweatshirt, like the shop that like had sweatshirts. So it's like a husband and wife, like the wife designs all the things and the husband like has all these embroidering machines that they make stuff. So we like saw some different sweatshirts and stuff, and I actually ended up getting a sweatshirt. So I got like a sweatshirt that says cool girls have grandma hobbies. It was really cute. I don't do a lot of things that are on the sweatshirt, but I do read books, and I feel like definitely my personality and my habits are very grandma coded. So I was like, you know what? I don't really like stitch or crochet or like any of that stuff, but I just am a grandma at heart. Always happens. So I claimed that one. And then we were able to go to the beach. It was super, super windy, and it was like a red warning. So we didn't go in the water. There were like a couple people in the water. I was like, that's kind of bold. But it was really fun to just like see the beach. And we definitely want to come back on like on a nicer day where we could actually relax on the beach. But that was also a state park. So like the beach was really well maintained. It was very beautiful. And we got to fly our kite, which was an adventure in itself. Like, I was laughing so hard because it was so hard to fly the kite. I think the kite was like like very cheap and small, and it was like too windy because it was like over 20-mile-an-hour wind. So like it just wasn't working. But I finally got the kite to fly. got to go to a book sale that had over 25,000 books that was kind of near our apartment for our stay at home and relax day. And so we ended up getting a few books, so I'll show you guys some of the ones that I got. I'll show you guys. It's on my shelf now. So I have it here displayed. It's really beautiful, and I ended up doing the letters, and then I was kind of like debating, okay, am I gonna do the hands or am I gonna do like the outside? And I was like, the hands have so much detail. I feel like I'd kind of ruin them, and like it wouldn't have the effect. So I ended up doing everything on the outside and the letters. So like the hands kind of pop, and like the detail of the hands kind of pop because everything else, like when you bedazzle it, like there's not as much detail. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. It turned out really good, and so I'm hoping to bedazzle more books, but this is my favorite book. And if you've read this book, it's a very, very sad book, but it's my favorite book because it's literally the only book that has ever made me cry, and I'm not a big crier. So yeah, I I had to have this one displayed, and it was really cool to bedazzle and just have it like it just looks so beautiful on my shelf. So I'm super happy with how it turned out, and I'm very excited about it. So if you're still here, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more bookish content. I'll be having continuing my book for the summer series, and we'll be kind of going through all the fun things I'm doing over the summer, what I'm reading over the summer, what I'm liking, all those things. So thank you again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.